Now, the front speaker is going to be a little bit more involved. So let's take our old speaker out. There's our adapter. Okay. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to need this here adapter, one of the adapter rings that's out of our kit. Now, first thing I'm going to do, you're going to notice that there's all of these little pieces that are sticking out right here, and it's got this here line that's perforated. If you don't need it, then you could just break it off. So we're just going to break them off because we don't need them. Okay, now that's all of it. Now if you got any like little sharp burrs here, you can take a file, just take a file and just knock off those burrs. Let's be safe. You might be the one out there to get your hand scratched up on one of these things. So go around, do that. Get all the burrs, high spots off, any sharp points. Okay. Now we need our next speaker here. Now what you're going to find here is you're going to have to take this here adapter ring and you have to find the spot where the hose is going to line up. Okay, so there's two, so that tells me that we got two more down at the bottom, which we do. I'm going to take these here long flat sides, and what I'm going to do is they're going to go into the car just like that. So when we mount it, it'll be in there like that. Okay. And at the same time, you're taking this and you're going to find where the holes will line up on this thing. So there's two there, there's there, and right there. So they line up good. Okay, now I'm going to flip it back up. I want to see where my top is. So my top of my adapter is up here. My flat side I have right here. Okay. Oh, by the way, on this one right here, this is on the right hand side of the car. So on this one, the leads for the front is going out this direction now. So keep that in mind also. So I would actually want it to go like this, that over here. Okay. Up on the top. I got that lined up. Now I need to find my holes that I'm going to use. Okay, they line up. He lines up, he lines up, and he lines up. Two flats on the side. It's up on the top. My terminals are over on this side, so that's where I want it. Now carefully lift the speaker out. Try to keep it and set it over to the side. Keep it in the same spot just like how you're going to do it. Because remember, we got to put Matt in there now. And I'm going to take him, and I'm going to slide him up, and I'm going to take him straight down like that. And I'm going to take him, and I'm going to set him in there, down in here. Just looking, see what we got to do with our cutout leads. Alright, so now this is the order how you put it in. You have your factory adapter, okay, then you have your aftermarket adapter, speaker bracket adapter here, and then your phone, then your speaker. Now you can see right here that we need to put a hole right in here so our lead can come out. Alright. So I'm going to make a little mark, and before I do that, I'm going to push it on down, kind of get an idea of where I want to go. Or maybe I think we can do this with maybe with the scissors here. good. So I'm going to put a mark right in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put him right there. Okay. Now let's work on him a little bit. Going to cut a little hole in there for our connector to pass through. Just a little round hole. Okay. Now we need to go ahead and pass them on through. Okay. And if he needs to go over here, let's drop him back down. Oops, wrong. He's got to come back over here. And that means he's got to go in there first, like so. Then this has got to go in here. And he drops down in there. Yeah, you can see this one here for the front is actually a little bit more involved. Okay. That's going to be fun. Alright, so now that we know everything looks good there, we are now ready for our speaker. Okay. So we're going to do the same procedure. Black is negative. So let's put him on. Okay. Now let's drop him, rotate him around a little bit. Okay. Now our holes should be about right in there somewhere. This is the thing, we got to find our holes again. I think he's going to rotate just a little bit. This one, okay. So he's going to go just like that. Now let's get one of our cinch screws. If you look at a cinch screw, you can see that it's got a very flat head, but there's nothing on there to hold. Okay, you can see that real good there. So we're going to go from the back side, and these holes are going to be slotted for this. So when you're looking for your holes, look for the slotted holes. That's the ones that's going to line up with the speaker. And just kind of try to push this here right through the phone. Okay. Then grab your flat washer. Put him over there. Grab your nut. Screw him onto the cinch screw. And then we're going to do the same thing. And I'm going to repeat that process all the way around for these other 3 screws. Now once you get all your 4 screws in there with your flat washer and your nuts, then just take some needle nose pliers, come back up here, take your finger, hold it, press on the back of the head of the bolt, cinch screw, and just snug it up. Okay. Now we're just going to repeat the process. We're just going to cut the excess off. You know, just go right on around. It's nothing critical. I'm just going, just taking it on off. Okay. In fact, that's good enough. I'll snip a little bit there. Okay. Now we want to do the same thing again. When we put this in, we want to cut the back. So remember, get our dowel pins at the top. Okay. Remember, our connector is going to be on this side because we're on the right hand side of the door now. So I want my connector to pass through. So I'm going to just lower them down and just push them on down in there. Make sure he goes in the notch, which he does. Okay. Now, before we cut it, we need to make sure that our holes are going to line up. Okay. So it looks like he's going to be one that's there. Nope. Let's go back that way. So that one's lined up. That one's lined up. That one's lined up. And that one's lined up. To get all your 4 holes lined up, as you can see right there, we're just going to take and just kind of go right on down through there. And then I'm just going to come straight across over here, and I'm going to find that hole. Now what that'll do is that will hold this in place to keep this from turning. Okay. And we can come back, do our little marking as we did before. There's our notch. And let's go around here a little bit more. And let's go around here. And then we'll take them, and now we'll, in fact, I'm going to try to just go ahead and cut it this time, right where it sits. Start off with, just going to get the excess cut off. Alright, now we're going to cut up to the plastic, using that as our edge. Cut around the notch. And let's cut around here. Okay, a little bit right there. Okay, and you can see our speaker connections, how they are inside. So that all looks good. Then we'll come back, and then we'll take our remaining 2 screws, lining up our hole, go right through the, and just push it right straight down. And then come over here to this hole, and push him right straight down. Now if you want to cut some of this excess off right here, you know, that's fine. You can do that if you want to. In fact, I think what I'm going to do, and you can do this, and I'm going to do it right now so I can show you. We're going to take a little bit, and let's just cut a little bit of this here foam, so that the screw can get right next to the plastic. Okay. Now we'll take him, drop him in, so we don't have to worry about this here. So now let's cut him out. Okay, let's drop him in. And then we'll drop him in.